Hey guys, Lawton with Verified Investing. Welcome to the trading floor. Thank you so much for your wonderful comments. Again, we do read all of the comments here at Verified Investing on our YouTube channel. So thanks for tuning in. It was a crazy weekend. We were in Vegas with myself, Dr. B, Ben, and Gareth. Ben is still there, but he is on the live day trading room, and we have Dr. B and Gareth in the office. So let's see what's going on. I know that they're in a trade or two already. So let's just get an update. And I know last week we didn't get a trade in this live, but fingers crossed. So let me grab this chair first and come talk to Dr. B.
What's up, Lawton?
How's it going, Dr. B?
Hey, good morning. Good morning, guys. Yeah, we're in the live day trading room. We have 3 active trades right now: Walgreens, Nike, and Chewy. So I think we're in the money on all 3 of them right now.
Are you long all 3?
We're long all 3. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of volatility this morning, and I'm sure Gareth will have a couple comments about it too. But yeah, really exciting morning.
One more thing I forgot to tell you. Your brand new service is available for pre-sale starting today. Can you tell them a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it's called the Earnings Trader. What we're going to be doing is we're looking at the levels on the charts, to look for the volatility, right, and find those support and resistance levels to profit from those areas. So there's a ton of volatility during earnings season. Not many people understand how to trade it. It is difficult, but we will have a service called the Earnings Trader with all of the charts that we post at the beginning of the week. We'll even trade live, during earnings, and then at the end of the week we'll have a show called the Earnings Whisperers, right, to kind of review, the summary of the week. So, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm going to let him get back to trading, but I'll tell you a little bit more about his service, the Earnings Trader. He does it with Benjamin Poole, and every single Monday they'll do a Q&A where members of their service will be able to ask them any questions that they want related to earnings, and they'll go ahead and answer them, look through some charts, and like he said, when big stock announcements come like Nvidia or Nike or some of these Amazon larger companies, they're actually going to be live trading, just like the live day trading room, in this service. So you'll be able to trade right alongside them, get their levels ahead of time, and hopefully make some money. But yeah, like he said, they're in 3 trades right now. They're long Nike, WBA, and Chewy. Notably, Chewy was pumped by Roaring Kitty Keith Gill, disclosing that he had 6.6% of the shares. So the price kind of skyrocketed, and on market open it kind of collapsed. So I think that's what they're looking at as far as going live. Chewy seems to continue to be going down, but let's go talk to Gareth and see what's going on. He's actually talking about something going on with Nvidia right now, looking for a potential trade. Let's go look at his.
All right, guys, I just got an Nvidia long 119.65, 119.65, 1/10 position, long Nvidia. Good flush. Beautiful little flush. Quick little trade here. 119.65. All right, guys, we just got an Nvidia. I already have WBA. Dr. B has a bunch of trades out there. It's actually a pretty active morning here. But basically on Nvidia, it was a flush to the pre-market lows of 120, letting that even number pierce. And then just starting small because it could go down to 118 because that was the low last week. So there's pivot points here that we're watching. But this is awesome, guys. This is great trading.
Yep, so you heard it here first. He's just got into a trade in Nvidia, so we do have an active trade. Even though we started 3 before we went live, this is the one that counts. Oh, and it looks like we have an update from Dr. B.
Nice. Dr. B with the win.
Nice. That was a good level there. It pierced that parallel. It was awesome.
That was.
Keep an eye here on Chewy. Yeah, we're going to be adding on Chewy here soon. Just keep an eye.
starting to creep up. That's what I want to see. All right, I'm going to add to Nvidia if it gets below 119 here, guys. Just a heads up. So the same thing, if it gets below 118, we'll add again. Just keeping it light. All right, 118.85 just added to Nvidia there. 118.85.
Okay, so Gareth added to his position in Nvidia.
Already back above 119. Beautiful. Right.
There's a lot of action here, as you can probably tell. Just checking on everything. And this is why it really helps to have 3 different traders, even though Ben isn't physically here. You see all these screens are looking at different charts, different time frames,
different break down here, going negative. So
feeding each other information, helping each other become better traders.
So we may be starting a little bit of a down move. The key on the S&P, if we break the 542 level, keep an eye on that level right there.
It's starting to get a bounce on.
And you can have access to this all day if you'd like by visiting verifiedinvesting.com and checking out the Apex Live Day Trading Room. They're at this all day from market open to market close. They take a little break for lunch in the middle, but and even though we have trades coming in and out really quickly whenever we do these lives, it's important to remember that we don't force any trades. We only take trades that we believe have high percentage of panning out, which is why we have such a high win rate, around 86% win rate. And yeah, so if you're interested, come check us out at the Live Day Trading Room. We're going to go back to Gareth and talk to him since he did add to that Nvidia position.
119.25. We're almost above 120 here. Let's see if we can't get a little bit of a push. So far so good on the bounce, but again, let's see if we can get above 120. We just came up to 120 and stalled out right there, so that's going to be a big level. Yeah, so this is good stuff. This is surprisingly good price action, but basically as Nvidia flushed through, I added at my next pivot point. Now we're in the money on Nvidia, and we're just trying to get enough out of it to take those profits and run. But WBA's in the money here as well. The idea behind the WBA trade today was technical support on the daily, but also that end of quarter selling on Friday, because it was the end of quarter. Like, a lot of fund managers were like, dude, I don't want to send this out on my statements, dump. And so there's that lack of selling now, because most of them have done that should snap it back up as well, and we're in the money on that one. So it's good stuff. And all these like, this is 25 years of experience, like those type of things. Like, most investors wouldn't think about end of quarter, okay, that stock dumped out on bad earnings and it's getting overly smashed. And that's what Nike was too, to be honest. So these little things, definitely worthwhile, because it makes you money, and this is what members get in the live trading room.
Cool. Yeah, we're gonna wait a little bit to see if they're able to close out this Nvidia trade. Does look like he's looking to close soon if they get another bounce. So we'll wait for that before closing a show. I wish Ben was here; he'd give us some more insight. But as I said previously, he's still in Vegas, living the life, I guess. But he'll be back here tomorrow for Financially Fit. That's a show that I do with Ben, where you're able to ask any question that you want in the chat, and we'll answer it live. And that airs at around 1 o'clock every single Tuesday. So be sure to check that out.
It's a nice fall in Nvidia today, down 3.3%. Microsoft's gone negative, Google's gone negative, Meta's down now $9. That's a hefty drop on that.
We're taking a look here at the S&P. Come around here, Ryan. So you've got the S&P hit a double top here, right? So this is the double top, and that's why it pulled back. I have a yellow circle around these pivot lows. When we break these pivot lows here, we'll probably have a further flush. You can see this is the 1 minute, this is the hourly. So when you break this trend line here, you could flush down to this area. Here's my alert right there around 542. So I'm keeping an eye on that. If that breaks, I'm going to be looking at shorting. Okay.
7/10 position is a pretty hefty one too. See that, Dr. B?
Yeah, Nike. What a move. See, exactly. There we go. Move to the top of that channel. Parallel for the win. Right there. Amazing.
Gotta get these shirts printed up. Parallel for the win.
That's funny. Yeah, I'm getting close to adding here around gap fill on Chewy.
Nvidia again approached 120, got pushed back down. See, it's fighting.
What are you seeing on the S&P here? If you see on the hourly, you've got that double top, and then the pivot lows around 542. I'm just keeping an eye. Like if that breaks, you know, we could have more downside for the day.
Yeah, I agree with you. I have a big support on the spiders around 543. If that were to give up, then I think you do get a lot more downside for the day too. Oh, there's also that trend line, yeah. Yeah, we flip to my charts. This is a trend line.
We're still waiting again on the Nvidia trade. I believe Gareth is in the money, but looking for one more pop before closing out.
Trying again, guys.
Let's go over there to Gareth to see if we can get this trade done.
1990s. So Nvidia is trying to push back through 120 here. It's tried like 4 times and it's getting rejected. But the more it tries, the weaker that level becomes. And so the idea is maybe we can snap through it, and then once we push through it. All right, we're through it. Let me get back to it here.
All right, and he's focused on the charts. But like I said previously, these trades, even though they're happening in minutes for you, sometimes they take hours, sometimes they take, until the end of the day. But we're just really fortunate that these trades have been happening really, really quick. So let's see.
All right, guys, I am out at 120.45, 120.45.
You heard that.
20 profit on Nvidia day trade. All right, 2/10 position, beautiful, guys. All right, guys, just took $1.20 on Nvidia. Beautiful little day trade right there. Key levels. Notice how I didn't go in all in on my first buy. It allowed me to inch in on the second level, putting myself in a better position. Pops, boom, $1.20, easy profit for the trading room.
All right, there you have it, a win,
Guys, great job
an amazing
on
win on the
here.
live day trading room. And I'm going to go ahead and close this out here because we don't have Ben, unfortunately. I don't want to bother these guys too much because they are in 3 other trades. But yeah, if you liked what you saw here, give us a like, leave a comment below. I read all of the comments. Really appreciate all of your feedback. And if you want to join us, we do this every single day. On the live day trading room, you can visit verifiedinvesting.com, and we hope to see you next week on the trading floor. Take care.